As always, Ted, kick us off. Who do you have as your winner of the weekend?
Well, I had to go to Army Navy game and settle on Army because what a football game. Get the goal line stop to win it late as in that frantic situation. And also had the coolest uniforms I think I've ever seen them wear.
The
How sweet
oh,
is the name tag on the front? Is
it
that like
was
something I would never think is that cool? Is just awesome.
it was incredible. And dude, I loved the all gold. I thought
Yep.
it looked awesome. And I loved because Navy was in the all blue, they were in the all gold. It was an incredibly aesthetically pleasing football game to watch. Now, you know how I feel about the triple option. Okay. We don't have to go down that road. But just looking at it visually, it was beautiful, man. It was absolutely beautiful. But you're right. Only only an academy can pull that off. Oh, you can't do that. Texas can't do that. Only an academy can pull off the little name badge.
I think that is correct. But man, I think they should try somehow. Like if you could make that work, it's I don't know. And maybe you're right. Maybe it only looks good on a military academy because of like I mean it's just kind of the standard deal, mimics your standard uniform. I don't know, but I thought when I first saw it, I thought it was one of the coolest things I'd seen. Great football game. Always the attendant, all the cadets out there is awesome. Saw Plank was there, which is really cool. All in all, it's always a cool football game, and I love whenever it ends in dramatic fashion like it has recently. That was awesome.
I don't know if it can get any better than stuffing your rival on the last play of the game at the goal line to win
I
it
know.
for a defense. Does it? You can't get any better than that, right? Can we also point out great stop by Army? Can we also point out trying the tush push from the 2 yard line is a little strange from Navy? What are we doing, guys? Come on, midshipmen. That was the call.
Yeah, I think they panicked and didn't have much time, right?
Right.
I don't know, but I guess the only thing better than ending a game that way is whenever you don't have to stop the celebration and check the review to make sure it was clean, right? Other than that, that is the best way to end a football game. What
It
a
was a
day.
hell of a tackle by that backer on the third down play out in the flat
Oh yeah.
to force
Yep.
that fourth down play. I mean,
Yep.
how
The
many
snap
times did we
fumble
see that
earlier.
guy? How many times did we see that guy just run in the flat wide open, catch a touchdown in college football? And to make that play in space to force the fourth down, awesome play.
Money. That was beautiful. I don't know. All in all, just an awesome day. Fantastic uniforms, good football, some drama, storming the field. It was great. Loved it. A plus.
We got to go to that game at some point.
Yeah.
That's a bucket list game for later in life, but definitely gotta go to that one. All right, who do you have as your loser of the weekend?
I had to go with the Blue Jays. Uh, I guess they felt like they were going to get Ohtani, and I don't know. Maybe they're happy they didn't now. Whenever they see what the Dodgers paid, but it was crazy. All the rumors flying around where he was going. Is he on a plane to Toronto? All of that stuff happening, and then boom, announced with the Dodgers. 10 years, $700 million. Incredible.
That's a lot of money. I loved how everyone was saying Drake posted a picture on his Instagram of him in an Ohtani jersey. He's going to Toronto. He's on a plane. I I never thought he was going to be a Toronto Blue Jay, but it was pretty fun to talk about while that lasted. 700 million.
Mm.
Is it crazy that it feels about right?
I it's the first time I've seen a contract like that and wasn't just disgusted and felt like it's way too much and are they idiots? What are they doing? I thought, I actually thought it may have been more than that, but still a huge number. Yeah, and the guy's coming off of surgery, right? That's the other thing that's wild is there is there's I mean, and I know that it tends to be really successful these days, but there's still a big amount of unknown in there.
But they know he can still rake, so they
Yeah,
don't care. And it is, you know, it's clearly it's a baseball decision for the Dodgers, but it's also a business decision. They are going to market the absolute hell out of him. The Dodgers are going to be Japan's team now, if I had to guess. I
mm-hmm.
bet they'll go play games over there. I bet you they are going to lean into that hard to grow. There's a lot of people in Japan. There are a lot of Ohtani fans over there. And I think I think the Dodgers are looking at that situation going, we are going to become the major league baseball team for every Japanese person out there.
Yeah.
I think that's how they probably justify the $700 million price tag.
Probably make that up in a television contract
That's what I'm
overseas.
saying.
I don't know how all of that works, but yeah, I mean, you're right. Japan, like I think Tokyo is the biggest city in the world. Um, and baseball is the number one sport over there. I mean, it would be like, gosh, I don't even know. I don't even. It's hard to even really compare what it would be like the number one football player in America going to play overseas somewhere, and still being able to draw on all of the fanfare from where that player's from. It's pretty incredible, and I can't even imagine how much he makes in endorsement deals. It's got to be huge. It's probably most of it's probably overseas. It's got to be a massive amount of money he makes in that as well.
Oh, there's no doubt. And now he's just going to be more marketable now that he's a Dodger instead of an Angel.
Yeah.
Just it's just the truth. So it's going to be a lot of fun to see how it unfolds. And who's got their AAA team, baby?
Ah, that's a good
That's
point.
right.
Couple of rehab starts.
Maybe a rehab starter too from Ohtani here in Oklahoma
Let's
City. You kidding
go.
me?
God, would that place sell out for that?
Yes.
You would think so. Yeah,
Uh,
that's awesome. I didn't even think about that.
it's not out of the realm of possibility. We can dream. We can dream. But
God,
yeah,
he would hit a bomb over the freaking parking garage in left field. That'd be awesome.
that would be awesome. But anytime you got Patrick Mahomes and everyone tweeting about your contract, it's got to be a good feeling. Otani's got to look at that and go, yeah, what's up, boys? Hey, kids, play baseball.
It's nuts, and I don't know how it's all structured. They said it's probably makes 40 or 50 million a year, and it's got like a big portion of it that's deferred till after the contract, which is a brilliant way to do it if you're Ohtani, to make it work and to stretch that income over a longer period of time. Which nothing wrong with that.
He doesn't need 70 million each year. I guess he can get by with 40 or 50 every year. Fine.
No,
Not
once you add on the 30 or 40 he makes from endorsements overseas, then he can get by.
yeah. Gosh. Good for him. He's so fun to watch.
He
He
is. It
he's
seems
the
like a
reason I've
very
watched more baseball, honestly. He's
agree.
awesome.
He seems like I guess you never know, but he seems like a very cool, like down to earth, enjoys playing the game, like wants to go play the game. They keep telling him not to play, and he's out there anyways. So you love to see that.
Yeah. Congratulations, Ohtani. Awesome. All right, let's get to my winner and loser. But first,
Elevate your tailgate with Chapel Supply and Equipment in Oklahoma City. Chapel Supply and Equipment has generators and inverters on hand that'll give you all the power you need so you can take your tailgate to the next level. They've also got top of the line heaters to keep you warm during those cold tailgates later in the season. They're Oklahoma owned and operated. Elevate your tailgate by calling 405-495-1722 or visit chapelsupply.com. That's CHAPPELL supply.com.
and First Fidelity Bank knows how to keep fans like you happy. with more than 50 awards in the last 5 years, including Forbes Best in State Bake, the Oklahomans Community Choice Awards, and the Journal Records Reader Rankings. It is clear that they are Oklahoma's #1 pick for quality banking. And you can find that level of outstanding service in everything FFB offers. Open an account at an award-winning bank today at ffb.com. First Fidelity Bank, we go where you go.
Bishop McGinnis Catholic High School represents a tradition of educational excellence in Oklahoma City. Grounded in a faith-based education, Bishop McGinnis offers a college prep curriculum that includes 22 AP courses, participation in OSSAA athletics, and numerous clubs and organizations for students to join and grow. If you want to provide the best possible educational and spiritual development for your children, contact Bishop McGinnis Catholic High School or visit bmchs.org. Financial aid is available.
And head to opolisclothing.com for our podcast merchandise and the best OU gear out there. That's OPOLIS clothing.com and use promo code TED, TED for 10% off. That's opolisclothing.com and use promo code TED for 10% off. Buttery soft and 10% off. My winner of the weekend, Mr. Jayden Daniels. His highlight reel is unbelievable.
I know it is.
Oh my gosh. As they were playing that, I was going, yeah, he totally deserves to win. My goodness. Ends up winning the Heisman Trophy. That highlight reel they played was just insane. He was fantastic for LSU. He may have not had that quote Heisman moment, but guy's a damn good football player. And it wasn't his fault that his defense sucked. He is an extremely deserving winner of the Heisman Trophy and clearly a smart guy. Number one, suit game was on point, not too complicated, kept it relatively simple with the three-piece gray. Jewelry looked good. Everything looked good, crisp. No, nothing like super high fashion-y or anything. It just looked good, man. It looked good. And then in the speech, he thanked God first, and then the next people he thanked was his offensive line. I can't ask for anything more from a quarterback. What a brilliant young man. I thought his speech was really well done. Thanked everyone from his time at Arizona State, his time at LSU. Did a hell of a job to keep his composure and not cry. Like it looked like he was on the brink a couple times, but kept it together. Speech wasn't too short. Speech wasn't too long. Just I thought it was flawless execution for Jayden Daniels, and there's no doubt that guy deserved that trophy. That highlight reel was a great reminder of just what a ridiculous season he's had this year.
Yeah, it's just crazy, crazy, crazy good, and he's got some decent size to him as well. And you just start to think about how he translates to the NFL, and yeah, he's incredible. He'll be fine in the NFL. Yeah, he was awesome. It's a shock that LSU, who for most of my life has always been great everywhere except quarterback. And the last time they had a quarterback that was great and tied it all together, they beat the hell out of everyone in college football. So it's weird to see that they have the Heisman Trophy winner, and for whatever reason, they've fallen off in a lot of the other spots. It's like defensively, you used to say LSU's always going to be loaded on the D line, loaded in the secondary, backers like be able to pretty much check every box. So that's kind of the curious thing out of all of this is LSU had a player like that, and we're 9-3. How's that possible?
He had the highest passer rating in FBS history, and he also led the country in yards per rush. And they went 9-3.
Yeah, his passer rating, which by the way, I think it was Bo Nix that was number 2, or maybe it was Penix that was number 2.
Penix finished second. Bo Nix finished third.
Well, I'm talking about in the QBR or the passer.
Yeah.
I don't remember who was number 2, but Jayden Daniels was like 220 something, and the person that was number two was like 180 something. That was how much difference his passer rating was. It was incredible.
He's awesome to watch. And still, guy can run, guy can really spin it. But for whatever reason, there is also no one in college football that gets blown up more than him when he gets blown up. And I don't know why I find it so entertaining, but when he gets blasted, it's worse than anyone else in college football getting blasted. It's also fun to watch somehow. So
Dramatic. It's like a video game.
that's
Yeah,
exactly what it
something
is.
to watch in at the next level.
Yeah.
And those guys obviously often are scared of that because of the money it costs, but it's a different level. You expose yourself like that the next, against some of those defensive players, but he'll be fine.
He's the fifth transfer to win the Heisman Trophy in the past 7 years, which is just pretty crazy. There's so much QB movement. Now, you look at the three leading vote getters: Daniels, Penix, Nix, all transfer quarterbacks. Just interesting.
Yeah, and I don't know. I
I know
still,
you hate it, but
I don't. It's not that I hate it. I don't
it's just
necessarily hate
strange.
it.
It's like strange that that is such a trend.
It's strange, and I don't know. Like, obviously, Oklahoma has been a huge beneficiary of the transfer portal. Like, I'm not arguing that. I don't know if it's good for college football even for the vast majority of players in college football. Quarterbacks, kind of a different story, but I don't know. We'll see how it continues to unfold.
Yeah, we'll see. My loser of the weekend, the PGA Tour. Ooh,
Mm.
a lot of golf talk this weekend, and none of it's good for the PGA Tour. Jon Rahm getting what I can only imagine is just an insane amount of money. Maybe Ohtani esque to go or to leave the PGA Tour for Live Golf. And when you look at it from the PGA Tour standpoint, they are losing arguably the best player in the world. He's 29. Clearly, a ton of his best golf is still ahead of him. Guy is what, at the start of his prime? He's the defending Masters champ, and you're losing him to your partner, competitor. Well, I don't even know how to describe the situation in pro golf right now. Ted, what the hell is going on? But I know Jon Rahm is leaving for Live, and I guarantee you it is for a fat old stack of cash.
Yeah, it's interesting. It feels kind of like the PGA Tour and the Live Golf situation. Really, what it feels like has happened is the the 14 playoff in college football. I essentially made everything else irrelevant. All the bowls, everything, and I know they're still cool to go to, but all of the focus is the playoff. And I feel like when Live Golf started, and you kind of have a split of players, it feels like Live Golf Tour is not worth watching. PGA Tour is not worth watching. The only thing worth watching is the majors, when all of your top talent in the world is going to be in it. Does that make
And
sense?
yeah, no, I completely agree. And that's what makes Rahm's situation interesting. Remember, they came out and said, hey, Live, we're not counting it towards world golf rankings. Now, maybe that'll change, but I don't think Jon Rahm really cares. He won the Masters. If you win, you get to play in it for forever. He has a 10-year exemption in the U.S. Open because he won it. He's got 5-year exemptions for the PGA Championship and the Open Championship. He's in every major for the next 5 years. So I don't think he's really worried about, like you're saying, I don't think he's really worried about the other tournaments.
Yeah, and I don't know, and I don't know what the ratings say or what people watching and following says, but I really what's happened is I think the PGA really figured out they're not nearly as strong as they thought they were whenever Tiger Woods was officially done. And no one was waiting around anymore, and no one's waiting to see if he's where he's going to finish in a major, if he's going to make a couple of appearances. Like as soon as that whole thing ended, they realized like we were way more tied to one guy than we ever imagined.
I I know this. Now that Jon Rahm's in it, we're probably going to watch more Live Golf. I love Jon Rahm. I
If you can find it, what's their TV deal now? Has it gotten better?
I I don't have I haven't read anything. Will it be on the CW again? I don't know how long their initial deal was, what the terms of
Yeah.
that deal were. I would assume Live Golf wants to renegotiate now that Jon Rahm is in the picture. But yeah, we'll see what type of needle mover Rahm is for Live Golf when it comes to viewership. But I understand it from his side. He turned down the money the first time. PGA Tour probably went to him and said, do the right thing. This is about legacy, all that stuff. And then they went behind all those guys' backs and did the deal. So Rahm, you got another opportunity and looked at it, went, yeah, I'm doing it this time.
Yeah. Can't blame him.
That bank account, it's gonna be real happy when those direct deposits start hitting. They may have already hit. It may have been a lump sum payment.
Right.
But personally, I I have run into Jon Rahm the last 4 years every January out in Hawaii because he's out there playing. He's preparing to play that first PGA Tour tournament over there at Kapalua. My Jon Rahm interactions may be no more.
Mm.
It was fun while it lasted. I'll miss you, John. I'll miss you.
Yeah. Maybe
I
he'll
know
still be
everyone
there.
feels really bad for me. I know that was a very relatable statement. I
Well,
listen. I understand what I just said. People, leave me
I'm sure
alone.
Jon Rahm loves Hawaii in January also. He'll probably be there.
Thanks, Ted. He danced with my son at a New Year's party last year. He's a really nice dude. I really enjoyed him, but
Well, there you go.
I think he made an easy choice
Yeah.
when presented with whatever offer it ended up being. But not a good weekend for the PGA
Mm.
Tour.